What's going on, guys? I'm Bill and welcome to Bill's How To. Today I'm going to show you guys just how easy it is to fix dents in your walls and ceilings. Let's get straight into it, guys. Let's do this. Alright guys, so we've got a little dent here in the wall that needs to be fixed and repainted. I'm going to show you guys just how easy it is to do. First thing we want to do is just simply scrape the area. Doesn't matter if we're leaving little scuff marks here, we're going to paint the whole section as well. And if we have a look really closely there, you want to also make sure that there's nothing loose inside. So just give it a quick little scrape, make sure there's nothing loose there, and now that's ready to be filled. So the joint compound that we're using is Easy Flow from Gyprock, and the reason why I recommend everybody out there to use this product is you can use it for a base coat, you can use it for a finish coat, which means any project that you've got or anything you need to do, this one product here is all you need. So to fill the dent is super simple. All you need to do is go in two different directions. And the reason why you want to do that is if you only go in one direction, you can see they've got it on a little bit thick, but it also creates a little air pocket inside. So if you go the opposite direction, you can then have a close look and see if you need to fill it in again. Go in two different directions like that. And that's now ready to be sanded and painted as soon as it dries. Now you can wait for about 3-4 hours for this one here to dry. It might be a bit quicker or a bit longer depending on the weather, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a heat gun to quickly dry this section here up, and I can see there's another little dent up here. So just once again, go in one direction, go back the other way, and that's it. So I'm going to dry this one here live for you guys so that you know just how quickly it is that you can get this all done. Patching it up literally probably about 10-20 seconds, pretty simple. We've got a little heat gun here, cheap one, doesn't cost very much, maybe $20, corded version. Simply heat up the area and just make sure you don't keep it in one spot. Keep moving that heat gun around. That way you're not going to damage any of the surrounding surfaces and you're not going to over dry the joint compound, which will cause it to crack. So just simply work the heat gun all the way around and you'll see just how quickly this one here is going to dry. You'll know it's dry when it turns completely white, and you want to focus on this little middle section here because that's the thickest area that we've got that's been filled. So this one here is going to take the longest to completely turn white. Alright, so that's probably been about 20-30 seconds or so. This little section here is completely dry, which is just where we literally scraped all that excess off. Here we've got a little build up that I probably should have cleaned up earlier, but that's completely dry. Up here is completely dry. Once again, this is all dry except for this little section right here. I can see it's slightly darker, so I'm going to give that probably another 10-15 seconds. Then we can sand it using 120 grit sandpaper. We're using 120 grit sandpaper. All we need to do is just knock off all these edges, which basically means to feather it out. So that's going to be your transition from your patched area over to the painted area. Make sure that's all nice and smooth. Then you can go over the top and get it as flat as possible. So this one here was just a bit of excess. That's all we need right there. Up here, we're going to focus on these edges first. Make sure it blends in. And then if you've got a little hump there, just simply go over the top and make that nice and flat. We're going to do the same thing over here. Focus on that edge. You can see our transition now is nice right there from our freshly patched area to our existing paint. Then we're going to go straight over the top and make sure it's nice and flat. That's all we need. So before you start painting, make sure you've wiped down the area to get rid of that excess dust. Now what we're going to do is quickly touch up these areas here with one coat of paint. Then we're going to paint the whole area with a second coat. And the reason why I do that is if you paint the whole area with one coat of paint and think you've got away with it, what will tend to happen is you get a little bit of flashing from the patched areas because it hasn't completely sealed off that specific area. So you can prime that area or you can use one coat of paint. Simply take the brush, get a little bit of paint on there, and by going over the top, that's going to simply seal off that area. And that's pretty much all we need right there. Feather that one there out because we're using the brush. Make sure we don't get any brush marks. So now that's completely sealed off. What I'm going to do is once again use the heat gun. This whole project's going to take me probably about 5-10 minutes. So now the first coat of paint is completely dry. We can now get started on rolling this whole section here, and then we're pretty much done. So now we can take the paint roller and give it a full coat. And once it's all done, this here is the finished product. We've had that filled, sanded and painted in less than 5 minutes. Nice simple way to get rid of those ugly dents out of your wall. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed the video and you've learned something new. As always, like, comment and subscribe. Until next time, I'm Bill. Thanks for watching Billshowto.